Over the years, big brands have been known to use certain dark marketing strategies to manipulate their consumers and make more sales. And today, we're going to expose them. From subliminal messaging to outright deception, we're going to reveal the top 10 darkest marketing strategies used by brands. But be warned, what you're about to see may shock you. So, buckle up and get ready to see the dark side of marketing like never before. Are you ready to uncover the truth? Let's dive in. Welcome to Young Black Millionaire Africa, a platform that provides financial literacy, business education, and self-help to aid the average man achieve more in life. Number 1. Deceptive advertising. In 2015, Volkswagen was accused of deceiving customers by claiming that their diesel cars were environmentally friendly when in reality, they had been cheating on emissions tests for 7 years. This is an example of deceptive marketing. Deceptive advertising is when brands use misleading claims or incomplete information about a product to sway the consumer's purchase decision. In simple terms, they lie to deceive you into patronizing them. Let's break it down. You know those commercials that show the perfect burger with juicy meat, fresh vegetables, and a dollop of sauce on top? But when you buy the burger, it looks nothing like it. That's deceptive advertising. It's a common strategy used by brands to grab the attention of the consumer and increase sales. But it's also unethical because it's misleading and can lead to disappointment and dissatisfaction. And it's not just limited to food products. It can be anything from beauty products to cars. Brands will often use celebrity endorsements to make their claims more credible, but in reality, they're just trying to mislead you. I mean, who wouldn't buy a product when their favorite music artist's face is on it? This is why it is necessary to do your research and read reviews from trusted sources. Don't just rely on what the brand is telling you. Everyone will tell you that their product is the best, but not everyone is telling the truth. Number 2. Fake reviews. A review is a formal assessment of something to institute change if necessary. In basic terms, it means saying if something is good or bad and suggesting things that should be changed or improved. Have you ever purchased a product online that had great reviews, only to receive it and realize it was a complete disappointment? Well, that's probably because the reviews were fake. Brands will often pay people to post positive reviews of their products or even create fake accounts to leave glowing reviews. Fake reviews are a way for brands to manipulate consumers into thinking that their products are better than they actually are. It's a sneaky tactic that preys on our trust in the opinions of others. And it's not just small brands that are guilty of this. Even big-name companies have been caught using fake reviews to boost their sales. It's a shady practice that undermines the integrity of online reviews and makes it difficult for consumers to make informed purchasing decisions. The question is, how can you spot fake reviews? Well, there are a few things to look out for. First, if a product has a suspiciously high number of reviews, that's a red flag. Also, if the reviews all use the same language or have similar writing styles, they're probably fake. Number 3. Ambush marketing. What exactly is ambush marketing? It's when a brand tries to associate itself with an event or campaign without actually paying for the official sponsorship. For example, let's say a major sporting event is happening and a brand decides to run an ad campaign featuring athletes without actually being a sponsor of the event. That's ambush marketing. While it may seem harmless, this type of marketing can actually damage the reputation of the event or the official sponsors. It can also lead to legal issues, as many countries have laws in place to protect official sponsors from ambush marketing. But despite the potential risks, brands continue to use ambush marketing because it can be incredibly effective. By associating themselves with a major event or campaign, they can gain a lot of exposure and attention without having to shell out the big bucks for official sponsorship. One of the most famous examples of ambush marketing was during the 2012 London Olympics. Nike, who was not an official sponsor of the event, launched an ad campaign featuring the slogan, "Find Your Greatness," and images of athletes running and exercising in locations with the same names as London landmarks. While it didn't mention the Olympics directly, it was clear that Nike was trying to associate themselves with the event. Number 4. Product placement. You might be thinking, what's the big deal? It's just a little bit of advertising. But the truth is that product placement can be a slippery slope. It can be so subtle that you don't even realize you're being sold something. Think about it. Have you ever watched a movie and noticed that the characters are all driving the same brand of car? Or that they're all drinking a certain brand of soda? That's not just a coincidence. Brands pay big bucks for that kind of advertising, and it's all designed to create a positive association with their products. But here's the thing, when you're watching a movie or TV show, you're not necessarily in a consumer mindset. You're there to be entertained. And when you're being bombarded with subtle product placements, it can start to feel like you're being sold something without even realizing it. Don't get us wrong, product placement can be done well. It can even add to the authenticity of a scene. But when it starts to feel like you're watching a 2-hour commercial, that's when it becomes a problem. So, the next time you're watching your favorite show or movie, keep an eye out for those sneaky product placements. And remember, just because a character is using a certain brand of phone or drinking a certain brand of soda doesn't mean you have to go out and buy it. Be a savvy consumer and make informed decisions. Number 5. Fear-based marketing. Fear-based marketing is a strategy that has been around for a while, and we're sure you've seen it in action. Fear-based marketing is when a brand uses fear to sell its products. This can be done by highlighting a potential threat or danger and positioning the product as a solution. Let's take the example of home security companies. You may have seen ads that show a burglar breaking into a home or a family being threatened, and then the ad offers a solution, their home security system. This is a classic example of fear-based marketing. The company is using the fear of burglary or home invasion to sell its product. Another example is the health and wellness industry. They often use fear to sell their products by highlighting the potential dangers of not taking care of your health. You may have seen ads that talk about the risks of heart disease, cancer, or other illnesses, and then they offer a solution, their product. They are using the fear of illness to sell their product. Fear-based marketing can be effective because it taps into our emotions. Fear is a powerful emotion, and it can motivate us to take action. However, it's important to be aware of this tactic and not let fear drive our purchasing decisions. It's important to do our research and make informed decisions based on our needs, not just our fears. It can be effective in the short term, but it's important to be aware of this tactic and not let fear drive our purchasing decisions. Number 6. Sexualizing marketing. One real-life example of sexualizing marketing is GoDaddy, an internet hosting services provider known for using racy television and online ads featuring GoDaddy girls to attract visitors. These ads feature scantily clad women and sensual messaging to draw attention to the company's website and offerings. While controversial, this approach exemplifies how sexual appeal is utilized in advertising to capture consumer interest. Sexualizing marketing is when a brand uses sexual imagery or content to sell its products. This type of marketing is often used to grab attention and create a buzz around the product. While it may seem like a harmless marketing tactic, it can have serious consequences. One of the biggest issues with sexualizing marketing is that it can objectify and dehumanize individuals, particularly women. It can perpetuate harmful stereotypes and contribute to a culture of sexual harassment and assault. Moreover, sexualizing marketing can be extremely damaging to a brand's reputation. It can lead to a loss of customers and negative publicity. Many brands have faced backlash and boycotts for using sexualized marketing tactics. So, my dear brand owners, never be tempted to use this dark marketing strategy. Number 7. Targeting vulnerable groups. When we say vulnerable groups, we're talking about individuals who are easily influenced or manipulated. This can include children, the elderly, or people with mental health issues. These groups are particularly susceptible to the tactics used by brands to sell their products. One of the most common ways brands target vulnerable groups is through advertising. For example, they might use bright colors, cartoon characters, or catchy jingles to grab the attention of children. This can make it difficult for parents to say no to their children's requests for certain products. Similarly, brands might use emotional appeals to target the elderly or those with mental health issues. They might use images of happy families or scenes of people enjoying life to tap into these individuals' desires for happiness and fulfillment. We're not saying that all advertising is bad or that all brands are intentionally targeting vulnerable groups. However, it's important for consumers to be aware of these tactics and to make informed decisions when making purchases. Number 8. Price discrimination. This is when a company charges different prices for the same product or service to different customers. This can be based on a variety of factors, such as age, location, income, or even the time of day. The goal of price discrimination is to maximize profits by charging the highest price that each customer is willing to pay. You might be wondering, isn't this just good business? Don't companies have the right to charge whatever they want for their products? Well, yes and no. While price discrimination is technically legal, it can be ethically questionable. For example, let's say a company charges higher prices to customers in a wealthy neighborhood than to customers in a lower income area. This might seem like a smart business move, but it can also be seen as exploiting the wealth gap and taking advantage of those who can least afford it. Another example of price discrimination is surge pricing, which is when companies like Uber and Lyft charge higher prices during peak times or in high-demand areas. While this might make sense from a supply and demand standpoint, it can also be seen as unfair to customers who need transportation during these times. Number 9. Data mining. Social media platforms won't like this part of the video because they are guilty of this. Data mining is the process of collecting and analyzing large amounts of data to extract valuable insights. Companies use this information to better understand their customers and target them with more personalized marketing campaigns. But here's the thing, data mining can also be incredibly invasive. Companies can collect data on everything from your browsing history to your social media activity, and use this information to build a detailed profile of who you are as a consumer. This profile can then be used to target you with ads that are tailored specifically to your interests and preferences. While this might sound like a good thing, it's important to remember that this information is being collected without your explicit consent. In some cases, companies may even sell your data to third-party advertisers, who can use it to target you even further. This can lead to a situation where you feel like you're constantly being watched and manipulated by companies who are trying to sell you something. One way to protect yourself from data mining is to use ad blocking software that prevents companies from tracking your activity online. You can also adjust your privacy settings on social media sites to limit the amount of personal information that's being shared. Ultimately, the best way to protect yourself is to be aware of the data that's being collected about you and to be more mindful of the information you share online. By taking control of your digital footprint, you can help prevent companies from using your data against you. Number 10. Guilt marketing. Guilt marketing is when a brand uses guilt to sell its products. This can be done by highlighting a social issue or a cause and positioning the product as a way to contribute to the solution. For example, a brand might promote its eco-friendly product as a way to help save the planet and make consumers feel guilty for not doing their part. While guilt marketing can be effectual in raising awareness about important social issues, it can also be seen as manipulative and insincere. Some consumers may feel like the brand is exploiting a cause for profit, rather than genuinely caring about the issue. One example of guilt marketing gone wrong is a campaign by a clothing company that used images of starving children in its advertisements. While the company claimed that the campaign was meant to raise awareness about world hunger, many consumers found it exploitative and disrespectful to those suffering from hunger. To protect yourself from guilt marketing, you must take the time to learn about the company's values and practices and make sure that your purchase aligns with your values. And there you have it, the top 10 darkest marketing strategies used by brands. Please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with someone who might find this interesting. We'll see you next time, exceptional beings.